All right, in org mode out of the box, source blocks have the same key map as org mode has. And sometimes that's good, and sometimes I find it inconvenient. So I had this idea that what if I could get the key map of the major mode inside the source blocks and only inside the source block so that I could use them. Just to give you an idea of why that would be useful, here's what it looks like when I type in something. So here I have to manually type in double parentheses to open and close them. I don't get any kind of indentation. It just goes to the end. Now, if I go into the special edit mode, then I get automatic closing, and I get indentation the correct way. Okay, so that's what I wanted to see happen inside of my code blocks without having to switch back and forth, because I do a lot of blogging and other kinds of scientific software development where I have small blocks and lots of text. So what I wanted to do was figure out how to do that, and so it's relatively easy. We just hook into the org mode font lock system, and we define key maps to put on the source blocks, and then I defined a minor mode so I could toggle this feature on and off. So here's what it's going to look like. I'll go through the first Simax source block key maps. So I define these for IPython and Emacs Lisp, the two languages I use the most. And I'm going to use LPy mode map for IPython and Lispy mode map for Emacs Lisp. And I define these two extra key bindings so that I can still get in and out of the special edit modes if I want to. Then the next trick is to define a function that does the font lock, and this I adapted from org fontify meta lines and blocks -1, which is what already does font lock on the blocks, and I just stripped out everything but the block part. So basically there's a really long, complicated regular expression. We get a couple of matches. Whenever we are inside a source block, then we look up the language, and if we have it here, we add that as a local map to the region. And that's going to work whenever org mode does font lock. Now, I did find that some functions require you to know what the major mode is, and so I wrote this little advice function that spoofs the mode. And basically, anytime we're in an org source block, we look at what the language mode is, and we locally let that while we apply the original function. So you'll see where that comes to be important for Lispy eval. And then finally, we make a minor mode so we can just toggle this on and off. And so when we turn it on, we add a hook to the org font lock hook, and we make local map one of the extra managed properties, and we advise this Lispy eval function. And then when we turn it off, we just remove the hook and remove the advice and refontify the whole buffer. All right, so here if I press square bracket, it types those in quite literally. And now if I make this a map, now when I do this, I can just go here, I can press Q and jump to any one of these, and if I am in this buffer, you can see I get indentation kind of for free because everything is in order. So I find that really helpful because now I don't have to switch into the special edit mode just to write Lisp, and I can take advantage of all the Lispy key bindings to do anything that I want. So I can move this down by pressing S or move it up by pressing W, and everything looks like it works when I'm in the normal mode. So I thought that was pretty helpful. I've tried it out for like 2 or 3 days, and I mostly like it. I'm sure there's some surprises, like if I do Control-C, Control-E, it's undefined here because I'm in the Lispy mode map. So if that was important, I would have to add it up here to get export to work while I'm in code blocks and things like that. So eventually I'll probably add some of those things in, but for now this seems to be a pretty easy way to get things that are helpful. It's especially helpful if I open up an IPython block here. I can say for I in range of 4, and now this is going to automatically indent if I want to do something, and so forth. So I think it'll be pretty helpful overall. That's it for today, so thanks for listening.